A teacher in the process of generating few reports based on the marks scored by the students of her class in a project-based assessment. Assume that the marks of her 10 students are available in a tuple. The marks are out of 25. Write a Python program to implement the following functions. Find more than an average. Find and return the percentage of students who have secured more than the average mark of the class. Generate frequency. Find how many students have scored the same marks. For example, how many have scored 0, how many have scored 1, how many have scored 3, how many have scored 25. In this example, the scores start from 0 to 25. So 25, one student scored 25, one student scored 24, one student scored 21. Two students have scored 20. So something like this. And sort the marks in the increasing order from 0 to 25. The sorted values should be populated in a list and returned. So let's take a look at the code. There are three functions we'll have to do: create, find more than average, generate frequency, and sort marks. Mark list is given here with these many values. So for 10 students, they have given the marks. Let's move to this find more than average. So we know how to calculate average. So list of marks, if you use this function sum, it adds up all the elements in the list, then gives us a sum. So when you divide it by 10, we get the class average. Then we should know how many students are more than average. Count of students scored above average. So we have a function called a lambda. We'll talk about it in detail. Of course, we can see it in the demonstration. So lambda x, so where it takes value by value and also checks whether x is greater than the class average. If the average is 16.5, it checks which are the values are. It checks with 12, then it checks with 16, then 25. So map is a function which takes function and list as a parameter and apply the function on the list and get list as the result. Then if you do sum, then we'll get the number of students who have scored above the class average. So we'll see how this works. In fact, we have got to separate the session for lambda function. Then finally, so we are asked to return percentage of students who have scored more than, not the number of students. So what we need to do is count of students scored above average slash divide by 10 into 100, we get the percentage of that. Sort marks is very easy. So all you need to do is take the list. We know because the list of marks is declared in a global frame. When you use this function sorted of list of marks, it is actually sorted in the ascending order, then it returns the result. So generate frequency, that is also another easy method. We take mark frequency list equal to 0 into 26. It creates 28. It creates a list with size of 28, which all the 26 elements will be 0. Then we take one by one for mark in the list of marks. For mark in the list of marks, we take it as an index. Then we add. If you see 1, 12, the first time we see 12. Then in the array list, 12 will be incremented. The index 12 will be incremented from 0 to 1. Then if you see one more 12, then the same location will be incremented by 1. 1 will become 2. So mark frequency list. This is a list of mark. So we take one value. Then we say 12. Mark frequency list is an array of 12 equal to plus 1. Mark frequency list of 12 plus 1. 0 plus 1, it becomes 1. Then after completing this for loop, we return this. Let's visualize this to understand better. So program flow, we know that the list of marks is created. 10 marks, 0 to 9, index starting from 0 to 9. Then the flow comes from the down. Yeah, find more than average. So the control will move to find more than average. So we have class average. So sum of all the numbers divided by 10 will get class average. So 16.5 is the class average. Then we should know number of students scored above average. So we use map function and lambda. Map and lambda. So lambda, let's see how lambda works, right? It helps you to understand lambda function better. Lambda is a short form of function which does the same operation of a function. So we take lambda, this is a lambda function. X value is 12. so it is returning false. So it checks whether x is greater than the class average, so it returns 12. It takes item by item in the list of marks. So first is it takes list of marks, it takes 12 and checks, then it is not greater than, so it false. Then second value 18, it is true. You see, it's true. Then third value 25, you will get true. 24 true. One by one it takes as a list and store it. When something is greater than, we get greater than 16.5, we get true. When something is less than, so we get false. So total of 7. So finally we got the count. So count of students scored above average or 7. Now we'll have to find out the percentage. So now we are not storing the percentage of the students who have scored above average marks, but we are returning it. So this function, when this function is returned, it will return the value. 70% is the value. So number of students scored above 16.5 or 70. Then sorted is very easy. Generate frequency is the second one. So we take this way. Let's mark frequency list. We are creating 26 size, 0 to 25. Mark start. Let's assume 0 for 0 mark, 25 for 25 marks. So then we need to know the index of the value. If we say 12, first value is 12, right? We say mark is 12. Then we say mark frequency list of 12. So what will happen? This value will get incremented. You see this, plus 1. So we'll have to go through all the 10 marks, then marks 18, then this value will become 1. Then 25, we know the last value, mark is 25. Now this one will be 1. Yeah, we'll keep doing this. 24, 1, 2 is 1, 5 is 1, 18 is 1, 20 is 1. Right, now we'll get one more 20, so 20 become 2. Right, then 21 become 1. So it will return the mark frequency. This list will be returned and printed. Look at this. So it's getting printed here. The last one is sort marks. Very simple. Return sorted of list. So this is the actual list. Now we will perform sort operation, then print it. Sorted of, it creates the return new. This is, it does not change here. To do changes on this, we'll have to use the function called sort, and this is sorted of, right? What happens? So it sorts the numbers in the ascending order, then it returns, and it's the same as getting printed here. That's about it.